Happy Yom Hataztmaut, 4th and 5th graders. It's time for art, and we are going to have some fun looking at an artist named Agam, Yaakov Agam, and he's from Israel, and he now lives in France. And you've probably seen his work, even though you don't know or you don't know his name. He designed the fountain in Dizengoff Center. We're going to look at that later, but right now, I want to share a screen with you. And it's of him talking about and going into a room that he created for the Pompidou Center, a very, very famous museum of modern art in Paris, France. And Babette told me about this, so I looked to see if I could find it on the internet, and here it is. Hold on 1 minute. I'm getting there. Here we go.
Like looking through a window, but you cannot go and walk inside the landscape. So I made this artwork that you can see it, and you can go inside the painting, and every step you do, things change and appear.
You notice it's
like
black and
really
white?
Discovering and walking inside.
See all those black squares?
Image. Then
Watch,
you see
they're
all
gonna
those
change.
colors disappear, and you just see the statement of the spirituality. If you look from here, there, you see all the points disappear, become lines. This order is an order. That's everything. That's the day, and here you go into the night. So this is the center.
So you can see that wherever you are in the room, depending on what vantage point or viewing point you have, you see things one way, and then when they switch around, like an accordion, you see things in another way. I'm going to move us forward so that we can see a few images of the fountain in Dizengoff Center.
Tel Aviv is a city of lights. At night it's got fire and music, so it contains so many elements of art that have never been done by any other human being. But here he is, coming to Damascus. Here comes the maestro on the phone.
There he is again.
This is the belly button of Tel Aviv.
So I'm going to stop there where he says this is the center, the belly button of Tel Aviv. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And we are going to make our own, it's called kinetic art. When things move like that, that's called kinetic art. Kinetic means movement. So I took these images from magazines, and I asked you to print out images that I shared with you about Israel, so that if you have printed those out, that's great. If you haven't, you can do this later. You can take out things from magazines, or you can even draw 2 separate sheets, but I'm going to show you how we combine those things. And I don't know if you can see it or if you can figure it out yet, but one of these is an outdoor scene with mountains. And I don't know if you know what the other is, but it's from my cooking magazine, and it's like salmon with some oranges. So I want to show you how we do our measuring. Basically, everything that we have, so you need your ruler and a pencil for this. So I have marked out, I have held the ruler up to the edge, and I'm going to mark 1 inch. Everywhere there's an inch, I'm going to make a little mark, 5. And I'm going to go again, because I want to have at least 2. Sometimes it's even better if you have 3 places where you've made those marks. 1, 2, 3. Mark on the inch, 4 inches, 5 inches. Now I'm going to take the ruler. I'm going to draw the line between those points so that I have parallel lines and I know where to cut. Don't worry if they're a little off. It's really not that, I mean, it's good to try to get them as close as you can so that you have parallel 1 inch strips. Okay, great. I think you can see what I'm doing. And then, before anything else, I'm going to label them A, B, C, D, and E. Now, I've already prepared some for myself with an underwater scene. So I'm going to, where's my scissor? I'm going to cut these strips. So that, and I'm going to lay them out on the table. Let me put it down for you. On the table so that they are separate and I have them in their order. Kind of sounds more confusing than it is. Maybe it's confusing, I hope not. So I'm going to cut this. Go. Now, remember I asked you yesterday to get ready a plain piece of paper? So I'm going to lay them out. A, B with a space in between. C, D, E. So that's upside down. And then I'm going to take the ones that I already cut for you. One that I cut earlier. Two, three. You see I marked them. It's A1, B2, C3, D4, and E5. Then you're going to glue them down. So I don't know what kind of glue you have. I think you can try it with tape, but I'm going to glue down. Let's see if I can see this. I'm going to glue, I have it on a cardboard surface so I don't get it on my table. Remember, you can always use a piece of newspaper. And I'm going to glue them down almost right next to each other. I'm going to keep gluing. I don't know if you're trying this with me or you'll try it after you watch the video. Remember, you can always watch what I'm doing and stop so that you can do one of the steps. Oops, that was the wrong thing. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the right ones in the right order. I keep looking at my, I'm looking at my markings so that I have A, 1, B, 2, and so on. And then I'm not going to continue gluing because you don't really need to watch me gluing the whole thing down. But if I continue and glue all of them down, I'll end up with what I had over here. So with this, I'm going to fold it like an accordion. I'm going to fold the first piece, then I'm going to flip it over and fold it over. And you can follow the lines that you made by gluing the pieces down. I'm going to keep folding it, kind of like you're making a fan. I'm sure many of you have done that, only this time the fan has got different stripes from different pictures. Now that I have it all folded up like this, I can open it. And if I look at it this way, you only see the mountain picture. And if I look at it this way, you see my picture of salmon and oranges. So it's pretty fun. and it's really cool. And remember, it's all inspired by Yaakov Agam, a world famous Israeli artist. So happy Yom Ha'atzmaut, and I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope that you will try it on your own. Remember again, you can stop and start the video so that you can really watch me as I measure. You need a ruler. You're going to make 1 inch strips. You want them to be the same kind of strips, so you want to make them parallel. You want a pair of scissors. You want a pencil or a pen, some glue, and an empty piece of paper that you can glue onto. And I hope you have fun. I certainly had a ton of fun making this. It's always exciting. Every time I make this, I think, boy, that's magical. How did that happen? And if you don't have any images, you can draw something. You can draw designs on one piece of paper and cut it into strips. And you can draw an animal or a person or a self-portrait or anything that you want on the other side. Just remember to alternate the strips from one picture and then the next. And if it doesn't work out, try it again. Please remember to send us what you've made. We love seeing everything that you've done. Okay, happy Yom Ha'atzmaut. And fourth graders, I'll see you next week in a live lesson. Have fun.